In this video, you are going to learn a little bit about vectors. Let's make a new topic and call it vectors. To start, a vector in R is called a data type. A data type, very simply, is a way to structure data. When I say structure data, whenever you are working with R and you are maybe trying to do some larger scale or some bigger projects where you're doing statistics or some other mathematical operations on a large amount of data or numbers or something that you're working with, it is helpful to put your data into some type of format, into some type of structure that makes the data easier to work with, easier to perform calculations on, easier to do statistics on. And that way that we make data easier to work with is to put it into a structure. Or in R, we call it a data type. You've been working with data types throughout learning in these videos. For example, let's look at Hello World. Hello World just looks like some words in parentheses, but this is in fact a data type. It's called a vector. Specifically, it is a character vector. Characters just refer to the letters that make up a word. So this is a character string, and it is a character vector too. This video might get a little confusing because we'll be using a lot of new words like vector and character and string and numeric, but just keep following along, and over time you will start to learn the words for these things. Here we have Hello World. Now, what is a character? Here in our documentation, we can see that character vectors create or test for objects of type character. Here we can see that character can have different lengths. We can use these other functions to work with characters. And at the bottom there are some examples as usual. An easy way to figure out what kind of data type you are working with is to use class. This is a function that gives you some information about whatever you're working with. So let's do class hello world. And we run that and we can see that we are working with a character. We know this is a vector specifically because a vector is a data type that has all of its parts. In this case, we're only working with one part. There's only one character string, and it's hello world. You know it's one because it's in one set of parentheses. We know we're working with a vector because everything that we're working with is a character type. In a vector, all of the parts are of the same type. So here, just like we're working with one character string, we can make a longer vector. And we can call it, we can do hello world first, and then second we can do maybe goodbye. And when I run this code, I can see that we have hello world and goodbye. If I assign it to a variable called maybe vec, and then I take the class of vec, I can see that it's still character. This is a very basic introduction to what a vector is. There are other kinds of vectors as well. You just learned about character, but there is also numeric, and there is also logical. There are a couple other kinds of vectors, but these three are the easiest to work with for now.